Happy Thursday, Facebook and YouTube. It's your boy Charlie Tubbs III, aka Jim Trey. I want to welcome to another episode of Moments of Clarity, and I'm just excited to have my boy in the studio today. John Pierce is in the building, so we're gonna have a lot of fun, a lot of great conversations today. John, how you doing, buddy?
I am so good. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me on Moments of Clarity. I'm so excited about this.
Man, it's gonna be lit. We're gonna have a lot of great conversations. We're gonna listen to a lot of dope music, and we're gonna talk about a couple projects that John has been working on, and a new project that is just been released in the form of a book. So
Oh
y'all,
yeah.
you listen, share the live, join in conversations. You can type live with us and communicate back with us back and forth, and we'll talk back with you. So share the live. We are live today, and happy Thursday to you. And so it's going down. So stay tuned for this episode of Moments of Clarity. Let's go. John Pierce,
Hey,
man, listen, man, I'm so glad to have you in the studio today, man. How
glad
have
to
you
be here.
been? It's been a minute, man, since we've had an opportunity to connect. So I'm glad we get to. I appreciate technology,
Yeah.
just for opportunities like this that we can connect on this virtual platform, chop up, and I mean, just feel like we haven't, what I'm saying, we haven't missed a beat. So how have you been, bro?
I've been wonderful. I've been trying to keep my head above water and all that's going on in the world right now. So,
I understand it.
uh, like everyone else, but in the midst of it all, I actually been enjoying myself. I really have been relaxing and taking the time to do things that I wanted to do. So yeah, that's what I've been up to.
And that's dope, man. Yeah, I think that's cool, man. I think we were talking about this before we went live, and I think it is dope, man. We have an opportunity, especially with artists that you're always busy. I'm always busy, and
Yeah.
one thing I can definitely appreciate the pandemic. It actually slowed us down a little bit.
Yeah.
uh, you're always on the go. You travel a lot internationally as well, and so I want to talk about some of that. And so there was a
Cool.
lot of stuff that you was doing right before Thug Rona. Uh,
Came and swept us off our feet.
Listen, right before Thug Rona came through here, and listen, I'm gonna let y'all know who's boss while you're playing. I got something to show you. So,
Absolutely.
so it slowed all of us down a bit. But talk to me about some of the things that you were doing right before this pandemic hit, and some things you had planned.
Well, I'm always working on music. I do dance music and house music, and so we're always continue to create in that regard. But I also I had a residency in the Middle East in Beirut, and I would go back and forth over there, and so that obviously ended. And so that's I was in my routine of doing music and traveling, going to different shows, doing different shows. So that's basically what I was doing right before my wheel of doing. So I am, like I was saying a little earlier, I'm kind of glad about the pandemic a little bit, not in the regards of what it's doing to the people, but and for me, it slowed the world down for me so that I can focus on some projects and some things that I wanted to do. And I honestly got to focus in on my family, which is very important. And, I've been in and out, and I realized that I miss a lot of my nieces and nephews' birthdays, just times that I missed. I may have chimed in through a video chat or something like that, but it's not the same. Being able to have them run around my place and go see them anytime I want to go see them, it's been really good. So I love that the family my family, I believe a lot of families have gotten to connect in a way that they haven't connected in years, like back in the day when you were at home with your cousins and laying around. So it's been that kind of feeling for me. So I'm really, I'm taking, I'm gonna go real kind of Bible churchy for a minute, but in everything give thanks. And in
That's
this
right.
moment, I know that it's a lot going on. I've experienced death. A lot of people have experienced death, but in this moment, I'm giving thanks for the times that I do get to spend with my loved ones, friends, and family. However we can do it, I'm excited and I'm grateful for that. Yeah.
That's real, man. That's real, and I definitely can attest to that, and I think that is true, and I think that is something to be grateful for. Obviously, it's our family and our friends, the people that we have around us, and the people that are actually support systems.
Yeah.
Um, and so, yeah, that's dope, man. That is really really cool, and so I'm glad that. You are spending that time, you know, connecting back with fam and getting all that love from family and friends that are close. Let's talk about because you're an eclectic artist. But your style for the most part is you said Chicago house.
Yeah.
So for people that may not know what Chicago house is, talk to us a bit about what Chicago house is.
Chicago House is a extension of what disco used to be. It's a creation that came out of parties from the late 70s and 80s into and it's still going on, still going strong now. It's rhythmic. It's a faster BPM. It's what we call dance music. Chicago was the founding birthplace of what we have as modern house, which has taken on so many subgenres, and a
Sure.
lot of people know it today, or when they hear this, they are familiar with it, which is called sometimes EDM, electronic dance music. So Chicago is the basis of that, and Chicago house has a certain kind of sound um, that really push the genre forward um, with like DJs like Frankie Knuckles. I'm not sure if people are familiar with how big and how powerful Chicago was in the 80s when it came to really creating this art form. Like New York was creating hip hop at that time, and we were creating house at that time. And so it's dance music, it's music that's jazzy. It's a mixture of everything: jazz, gospel, soul. It's a mixture of everything, and the messages can range from any message to absolutely no message.
Right.
Some stuff is just people saying stuff over and over again. Ooh, I, e, I, e, and the place going crazy just from the feeling. So it's really energetic music. It's powerful music that is for release. That's what I say.
I think that's dope. And so now, as I've been listening to your music, a lot of your music has a lot of positive
Yeah,
affirmations that you constantly are communicating in your music.
yeah,
Um, Now, you said that the subject matter for house or Chicago house or any style house music could be a wide range of subjects.
yeah.
Uh, so, what made you choose to build your sounds and the lyrical content of your songs with this positive affirmations tone?
So I'm gonna go the whole long way with it. I am because I'm a church boy. That's really it. And I sang gospel for years as a kid with one of the best in the business. God bless my founder, who I love, and congratulations on his Grammy nomination this year, which is well deserved. I sang with Ricky Dillard from when I was 16 years old till I was like 22 years old, and I learned so much from him. And I learned, just a lot about the business and a lot about music and a lot about just being a professional in the art of show. And what I wanted to do is I didn't want to be a gospel singer per se, but I still wanted to communicate the messages of love and inspiration. And I found a way to not be um, religious or churchy and still tell those kind of messages. And so I didn't want to have the responsibility of being like a minister or pastor because that takes on a whole nother thing. I just wanted to be honest. And to be honest is a part that people may not see all the time, or it's very evident and clear through the preaching and teaching of the word, is that you're supposed to be building yourself. And as I study and read so many things around the world and all that stuff, I wanted to continue to just share those messages to build not only other self-esteem, my own self-esteem, my own goals. I wanted to continue to tell myself. And sometimes I'm encouraged by my own music because I'm telling myself and others, you know, you can do it. You got this. This world was created for you to do everything that has been put in your heart to do. This is your thing. This is what you're supposed to be doing. And so the that's really why I continue to stay in that vein. I've tried my best. Even the songs I quote unquote make sound like a love song, it's still a love song about family or the love of yourself. And I've learned to take, let people take what they need from it. Because at that moment, that's a way of ministering too. If you just take what you need from it, I'm not here to say I wrote it like this and this is what it is. No, you take what you need at that moment, and then that is amazing to me because it's still touching you, wherever you need it.
John, let me say this. I think that is dope, and I think that is, I think the way you interpreted that was phenomenal for me,
Thank you.
as a creative, as an artist, and I'm a creative coach, so I coach a lot of creatives and I coach a lot of artists of all types, from singers, songwriters, producers. I'm even coaching chefs and all types of people now. It's pretty interesting, but I enjoy what I do. But I love what you said about you're responsible for the art, you're responsible for the craft, and you know what you want your message to be. But once you put it out there, it's up from your audience to take what they need from it. I mean, I love everything about what you just said about that,
Yeah.
because that's good. That's really really good. And I know I've been vibing to your music over the last couple of days, and I've been enjoying the vibes. I definitely it's great music too. I mean, I'll be honest with you. So you can dance to this. You can I mean, it's vibes. I mean, it doesn't matter whatever headspace you need to be in. And I always tell people that music sets the tone for anything to happen. It really does.
It does.
So if you are in a bad space, you feel like, especially I know this pandemic, the shutdown is happening all over the country with this COVID-19, all that crazy stuff.
Yeah.
It's caused a lot of stress and it caused a lot of frustration. I mean, and yes, and right up and through here, we do have to tend to, and as a culture, so I'm glad you're dealing with some of this stuff in your book that we're going to talk about later, about dealing with our mental and our spiritual and soul condition.
Yes.
It's so important. It's so important that we tend to our ish. It's so important that we do that.
Yes, it is.
Because that you think about when good things happens to us, we'll say, "Oh, God did it." But
Yeah.
when something bad happens to us, we say that devil ain't. What I'm saying? The
Yeah.
devil the devil is busy.
Right.
When we look at that from a broader scope,
Right.
then we have to see. Wait a minute. That means as a person, I don't own anything.
I don't
If
own
it,
anything.
right, that means if it's good, God did it. If it's bad, that devil, that dirty mother, and we can do that all day long without assuming responsibility for our own lives. And so
Absolutely.
I appreciate everything about your music and your vibes that you're constantly putting out in this realm that's called Earth.
Yeah.
And I appreciate these vibes because it is those affirmations that we need sort of kind of on a daily basis to be sure in ourselves that yes, we can overcome anything. We are powerful. Listen, that powerful. Listen, sir,
Yeah.
listen.
I am.
That
And,
thing, man, that thing got a thing on it, man. I can't wait till we play that one, man. It's right. It's right.
thank
It speaks to your kingship, or women, your
you.
queenship, because you are just that,
And it really speaks to your godship and who you are. And that's what you were just saying with the responsibility of when you take on the responsibility. We've been taught that over and over again. We are in trainment or entertainment, I call it, the entertainment fields, all the stuff like this, tells us that we have to go on an outside source from ourselves to make things happen. And when we learn to take the responsibility of our actions, of who we are, or what we need to do, the game changes. And then you can see the magic come from you. The stuff that you desire, want to happen to be, you start to make it happen immediately. It's the world starts to make it happen for you because you put yourself in a mindset. So I really understand. This is why I do create this music. One is my own personal affirmations that I can hear everywhere, and two to begin to even if people don't get it all the way yet, I have planted some forms of seeds that people can start to see. Hey, oh, it's in me. Oh, I am the one. Oh, I'm great. I'm powerful. Oh, okay, maybe I can do some stuff more than be whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I just continue to encourage people to take the responsibility of being the best you could be, because that's the only thing you can be. And nobody they can tell you, hey, yeah, you're the best at this, or they can tell you you're the worst at this. But the truth is that their opinion, good or bad, doesn't matter, because you have to believe it. You have to
Exactly.
know it.
I love everything you just said, man. I think everything you're doing is phenomenal. It's great, and I think the culture needs it. So I think what you're doing is for the culture on so many levels. As I'm coaching people, and even on this podcast, you can go back and probably watch anyone that I've done, and I some kind of way I always get back to this statement. That's going to be a chapter in my book, and it really is this: the world don't change without you.
Yeah,
All of us have a responsibility, and we have a responsibility and a contribution to making the world better
yeah,
for the next generation. So the reason why I got excited about having you on this platform is because I feel like, yeah, you're right in the vein of where everybody needs to figure out what their contribution is
yeah,
to helping the world, or the earth, rotate a little bit more smoother.
yeah,
All of us have a role to play in ensuring that the world is better. But the only way that happens is the world don't change without you, but the world don't change also if you don't change you.
yeah,
So the change starts with you first. As you change you, then you become an authority figure. I mean, an authority figure on change.
yeah,
And then you can, as you change you, you begin to change the way things look, feel, and appear around you. And I
yeah,
love you use the word that I use all the time, and I love the way you said it. You said that magic.
yeah.
That magic will come from you, y'all melanated people. I'm telling you something. It's that special magic that's on us. It really is.
It really
And
is.
and
And if
so
we tap in to not, if we tap into that understanding, and people may think it's a far fetched kind of statement, or unachievable or unattainable thing, but it is not. I can tell people over and over again from my own personal things that I thought in my mind, things that I said that I wanted to do, be, or to have. I've done it. I can testify, and sometimes I'm like, I don't want to say ashamed to testify, but I'm like, I don't want to feel like I'm bragging on all the things that mind power, so to speak, has done and brought to me, because I just because I believe, and because I did the work to continue to cleanse out the old ways of thinking, throwing away all the old ways of thinking, but without throwing away the foundations of understanding of love and faith. With those things, you can accomplish everything. And this is why I do this. This is why I really want to see my brothers and sisters succeed in a way that is magical to them, and magical and powerful to them, so they can see. That's why I said in there, you're powerful, and it starts with understanding the greatness of you. And then we'll talk about, that's just a lot of stuff that I'm saying in my book is about really, really realizing what you are on the beginning level as a human being. If we could even get that in your head, that think about a human being being created, and a human being can create another human being, the most amazing, wonderful thing in this planet. Look at us. And I don't think people take it to that simple form, or in the simplest form is, to me, sometimes the greatest form, and that's that you created as you is amazing, and all you can do. You know.
that's real rap. And I think it's definitely a revelation that people have to get. And I think that's why I was saying that I love the way you are communicating this message in your music and also through your book because we need those affirmations. We need to know that we now. So I want to ask you this question too.
Okay.
So you grew up as a church boy in church. are your parents pastors? Are you a PK?
My father is definitely not a pastor. He wants
Okay.
nothing to do with organized religion. He's very spiritual, but he wants nothing to do with organized religion. So, but my mom,
Let me just interrupt and just say this. Your daddy got it right.
I'm with him. I'm with him. And then on the other side, my mom, when I was a kid, she was a preacher, so she went around and went to different churches and spoke a lot of that. I was in church all the time, and then as I got older, and because I feel like I really believed in that belief, I I saw a way to use these ancient words in a way that was more affirmation. Like, I could say that now, but then I just believed. I was like, oh, okay, I read that. Oh, I can do that. Can I really do that? Let me see. And I would try it and I would see. So I'm going off on I keep going. So, but yes, my mom was really heavily into church and preaching and things. My dad was not. He had wants nothing to do with organized religion at all.
Yeah, no, that's cool. And like I'll echo it again. Your dad has it right. He has it right.
But you
Uh,
know what I would like to do even in this, and I'm going to learn how to do it and learn how to communicate it because I feel like since we right here, I'm gonna just throw this in. I tell people this all the time that we have to understand that the foundations of what they learning in churches or temples or whatever is a foundational to where we want them to get to. If they go through whatever way you go, I'm not preaching go this way, go that way, follow this person, follow that story, follow. I don't care. Whatever way you get to it, all of it. When you read it and to learn it, you'll see that it all leads to the responsibility of what you have to do, be or have. You have to know your power. We've been given so much to learn, and I can't blame a lot of people because the powers that be, the world that we live in, intertrains us. It's what brainwashing, so to speak, of telling you that you need to follow someone, like we were saying earlier, like you were saying, like you want to get approvals here or there, like we were saying earlier, you want to hear somebody say, "Oh, you did a good job," or "No, that wasn't good." But what we need to do is be centered here and know that everything we create is what's supposed to be.
exactly.
And
Well
then
said.
there's other lessons with that about knowing how positivity works because whatever you create, positive or negative, is going to happen. So it gets bigger lessons and bigger lessons.
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
want to lose people.
No, that's spot on, man. That's spot on. There's so much good stuff that you said right there. It's real. It is real. We do have to take levels of responsibility for our life. I say this all the time because it is true. You are John. I am. Everybody that we come in contact with, we realize that each one of us is an experience. Each one of
Yes.
us is an experience. When we come into a room, we don't realize that we can either make this room light up, or we
Yeah.
can bring it down with our drama and
Yes.
our messy and our petty. So we can either be. I'm serious. We can always be either light or dark. It's up to us.
My
We
band
are
name.
we are the experience.
We are the experience. My band name is John Pierce and the Energy Transfer, just for that reason. Because when you come in the room, it's up to you how it's gonna feel. It's up to you. That's why some people, I'm on my way to be the biggest star or biggest brightest person that I could possibly be in the terms of what societal people think. But when I walk into any room, people don't know who I am, but they're asking questions. Who is that?
Exactly.
Something about you. When you walk into a room, Charlie, people are like, wait a minute, who is that? And
Exactly.
it's like something about your energy changes the room. That's another thing that people need to build up and affirm in themselves that they have the power to change the atmosphere.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, and I think it's so when you realize, and all of us have to realize we are change agents, and I think knowing that you're a change agent only comes from knowing who you are,
Yeah,
because watch this: when you know who you are, you know who you're not.
that's the word.
Listen here. when you know who you are, you know who you're not. And the problem with people that's going through identity crisis, they're only going through those crises because they don't know who they are.
Yeah,
And I can promise you, when you know who you are, you can stop those. You can stop the buck right there with anybody. Like, no, that's not who I am. I know I am, and I know who I'm not. And so, and
absolutely.
that's how your standards get raised,
Sure do.
and yeah, all of that. And so, I think it is important that people one establish a practice of self love. Um,
Absolutely.
we do enough on a natural. We do enough, and society does as well. Society is going to already beat you up. So why do you self mutilate yourself?
Mm,
So it is important that we also make sure that we are spending time with us.
yeah,
You talked about so many good things, man. Especially about even people. That's why you definitely got to be centered. So when you centered again, when you centered and you know who you are, if someone gives you a compliment, that's just extra. You didn't
that's
necessarily
extra.
you didn't need it. You didn't need the compliment, but I mean, you just okay, fine, whatever. And so it don't go
Yeah,
here
yeah,
because you're centered. I know who I am. I know who I'm not. So if someone says, oh, "Okay, that sounded good," or "That looks good on you,"
right,
okay, cool. I only wore it because it looked good on me. That ain't
right.
arrogance. That ain't
No,
arrogance. It's knowing who you are.
and you can, and in that you'll know so that you won't take it in arrogance, or so you won't take it in any way. You'll know that the work that's what you should be saying. The work that I'm doing is on point.
That's
The
right.
work that I'm doing within myself is working, that people can see the light and see it. The compliment is not to be like you and building up your ego, is to be building up to let you know your practices are correct. What you're doing and working on is building your energy to the place where people are receiving exactly what you have set out and set for them to receive. But
Man,
people, they work in ego.
man, listen, we can do this all day, man. You will
Oh,
listen.
all night
This
and
is
all day. This is my
listen, but it's
world.
fun. It's phenomenal. I love all of this. This is the vein and the space I try to live in. And I
Me
want to
too.
encourage you, and I want to encourage anybody that's watching, never apologize for being the light in the room.
Yeah.
Never apologize for being the light in the room. Never apologize for walking into a room and people just, oh, who is that? Never apologize for that. And here's the reason why: because what we're dealing with is a level of, man. I love Stephen Thurston because he said this on my podcast a few weeks ago. We're dealing with people that are illiterate.
Yeah.
And what he said about illiteracy, I think I probably said this every week because when he said, it, I was like, "What? illiteracy? Illiteracy. We got to think about that word differently." So, illiteracy is the inability to unlearn and relearn.
Yes.
And so when we walk into a room, we light it up. One, it's a compliment to one the personal work and sacrifices that we are doing in our personal lives to make that light be what it needs to be and to make that magic be what it needs to be.
Absolutely.
When we go somewhere, when we do things like John, everything you touch is like, man, this dude is on, he's on point. Don't ever apologize. Don't ever apologize. Like, well, I ain't trying to outshine nobody. You are doing you are doing exactly what you are put here to do, and that's
Yeah.
shine.
Absolutely.
And so for people that have an issue with you shining, that's illiteracy
And
because
I
they don't realize they can shine too. If
and
they
that's
put
my
in if
thing
they put
because
in the work,
that's on them.
exactly.
That's not my. I have nothing to do with you having something to feel against me shining. That's on you. And let me give you one of my books, brothers and sisters, so you can shine too. Because I'm not. I'm. I can't do nothing with your thought process about me because I don't live in there with you.
Right.
I live in here with me, and so they can go right on ahead and say whatever you need to say. I keep it moving, and sometimes I'm grateful for my mindset like that. I can't say I always was like that. I have grown into this place,
Absolutely.
and to be able to say, whatever's being said, I have to be fine with it because it's being said. It doesn't change. It is
Exactly.
so. It's okay. Whatever someone thinks, good or bad, I'm fine with it because I want to continue to build the work in me and build the energy in me.
Exactly. And you have to be fine. I have learned to not ever get upset when someone says something negative about me. And not to watch this. And so I'm so centered and I try to live my life in this center space why I don't allow compliments to go here. And so if I don't allow compliments to blow my head up, I'm not gonna let no negative.
Absolutely not.
I won't let no negative bring me down. It really is water off my back, only because people. And so do you know? Are you a natural introvert or are you extroverted?
I think I'm a combination of both. Well, and I may be really introverted, but when it's time to do the work,
Absolutely.
it busts that I have no. I know what I got to do, and I'm going to do it with all of the energy and everything I have to do. So I think I'm naturally introverted, and then it comes out.
No, I only said that because I felt like you are naturally introverted because I'm naturally introverted, and I've had to learn how to be extroverted, and
Mm,
so I'm a bit both now. But I had to learn. I've had to learn extroverted tendencies.
mm,
But introverted people get a bad rap because people will assume that introverted people are stuck up or bougie, But it's not none of that.
mm.
Listen, John, this is gonna bless you. This gonna
Come on,
bless you. You ready? You ready?
yeah,
You got
yeah,
your hands up?
I'm ready. Come on, receive it.
No, the only thing, the thing that people don't understand about introverted people is that we don't need people.
Truth.
We don't, cause so I'm introverted, so I can go into a room where there's a lot of people and walk in the room and light it up, just like, hey, how you doing? Who is this guy? But we'll go in the corner with my phone and be good, just chilling. I don't have to be in everybody's conversation. I don't have to be bounced around from conversation to conversation to be in everybody's business. And sometimes people will look at that and assume that, oh, he's sort of kind of standoffish, he's bougie, he's arrogant, he thinks much, and it's not that at all. I don't think low of myself. I don't think high of myself either. I'm centered. I
Yeah,
know I know who I am, so I know who I'm not.
yeah.
So if you're trying to get me to get into like these mess fests, that's not who I am. So I don't even entertain that stuff. And
And
so, but
when I
that's the
walk in
bad rap the
rooms,
introverts get.
the same exact way. Because for the most part, I think it's a meditative state. One, because I'm going to come into the room with my energy, like we're saying, but I'm
See,
also coming in the room to try the energy in the room because I need to know
see,
something is crazy going to happen. I'm going to watch. I gotta watch first. I gotta be conscious and aware because one, it might be an opportunity for me to give what I've been blessed to give
sure,
to
absolutely.
somebody who needs it, and two, it might be some fools there who on another wavelength that I'm not gonna play with, and then I'm gonna put up my Baptist church finger and walk out the door.
That's real, man. That's real,
I
John.
got to be conscious and aware. So, and in the past, I've known people, and the only reason I know this because people have come to me and said, you know what, can I talk to you? I had a misconception of who you were. And I thought you was this and I thought you were that because of this and was that. And it was everything what you just explained that people, but I learned, that was their thoughts. That was their stuff. And I had nothing to do with it. And I'm saying, I just extended more love and grace to them. And like, I'm glad that you see that it's not true for you. It's that you see that's not what it is, and now we can grow, and I hope we can share with each other, and
But
that moment. But it also keeps people away,
that's real rap too.
and
But
I love that too.
But let me say this too, because I have learned too in my life, in my experience walking as an introvert, and I'm also an empath too. And so being that diverse in my personality and understanding that I have learned a couple of things. I've learned one to trust myself, trust my gut. Because my gut does not lie to me at all. So and so it's only because and it really is only it's that centering. So because I try to live a life centered, it's hard for people to pull the wool over my eyes.
Me too.
I can spot BS to my. I can't do it. I can't do that.
Immediately.
And so that's a superpower. So I love being an introvert and I love being an extroverted introvert or introverted extrovert. Because I've had to develop those extroverted tendencies. And I think just the balance, that's the balance of life. I think introverted people have to learn how to be more extroverted. And extroverted people need to learn how to turn or tone down to be more introverted.
Mm,
So a quick way to say it and really make it clear and drive it home is I always say introverted people have to learn how to speak up, and extroverted people need to learn how to shut up.
yeah, because we need a balance. We need balance
Absolutely,
of both.
that's
Yeah.
And that's the centering. That's the
Yeah,
centering. That's the balance is learning introverted people learning how to speak up more, extroverted people learning how to speak less and say
absolutely.
less. And that's the balance. When you balance your personality out like that, then pretty much the world is your oyster. It really is because you know how to move and maneuver in any room in any situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And so yeah, I love being an introvert, and so I always felt that you were introvert,
yeah.
and so I definitely knew that you would get a lot of I feel like that would speak to your shondo in a lot of ways.
And it did. Yeah.
Real talk. So let's talk about your music, and then I want to end talking about your book.
Okay.
I love the fact that you use positive affirmations, and I said this before in your song. I think that's dope. And so the song that you sent me, tell me about the song that you sent me. The first song you did, the song you sent me via email. Which
Okay.
song is that?
I sent a bunch of them. I sent four.
Oh, I didn't. I only got one.
I sent them individually. Uh-oh.
No worries.
But which one did you get? Was it I Am? I think it was I Am. Oh, that's Never.
Which song is this?
That song is called Never Leave You, Never. Yeah.
Okay, so tell me about your inspiration before I play some of it. Tell me about your inspiration behind this song.
So the song says Never Leave You. And it's a lot of people. This is one of those songs where I was talking about earlier where people listen to it and they think it's about like a romantic love or whatever. And I'm happy for them to think that. I had somebody ask me to sing it at their wedding. So I love it. I'm ecstatic about that. But I honestly wrote it about my niece, my
Oh
brother,
wow.
oldest daughter, when she was a baby, and it just really was about how all of us has her back, and we'll never leave her. We'll never leave our family. Will never leave this bond because this is who we are, our lineage and our everything. Our blood would never ever go away. And so it did very well. I'm so thankful for that song. I did that song initially with this guy named Capelli Bandelay, an amazing trumpeter out of New Orleans, and he moved to Chicago, and we connected, and we've been rocking ever since. And then that we did the song together, and a guy from Germany named Ralph Gum, shout out to Ralph Gum, he picked it up, and he is really big with South African house. And right now, South African house is the thing right now for house music. And the song, he heard this song, Never, and he heard another song Capelli did on his own. And he was like, I want to, if I can, I'm working on my compilation album, and I would like to put you guys on our compilation. So I was like, okay, cool. I didn't know what was going to go on because I have to be honest, I didn't know him as of yet. And then I found out that who he was, and the song went crazy. It's certified gold right now. It's the title track of the compilation album. I've been going for that record. It came out in 2013, and it's just been a blessing ever since. I've traveled singing this song, and so many people have connected with it. So yeah. That's
That's
Never.
dope. And the song is called Never Alone.
Never leave you.
Oh, Never Leave You.
Yeah.
All right, let's listen to Never Leave You. Feels like a vibe.
Okay.
Hey, Lord,
What's
I
up,
woke up
guys?
this morning
Chill
just
live.
knowing
I'm
you.
doing my podcast live on
These simple words I say to dedicate this day in honor of you. Yes, so cliche, but I mean every word that I say. I say, I will never leave you, baby. I will never leave you, baby. My love, The sun was shining down upon your face, and in that space and time, I seen all the reasons you were mine. And as I pray and thank the universe for bringing me to you, I will never, I will
Man, I love it's
Thank you.
it's
I love
vibey.
it too.
Go ahead. What you say?
I said I love it too.
Yeah, it's a vibe. I love the energy around it, man. It really does. You know what, John, all this music, man. As much as it has all the rhythms, and the jazz undertones, all this stuff is still meditative too,
Yes.
and
But
that's
that's
what I
why
love
people
about it.
on the dance floor. People don't. That's why people love the house music because you were coming in and that's why it was called it transient and all this. It's transient music because it take the rhythm keeps that pattern. So then you go in, you listen to the words, you go into your own space and you hear that thing and you cleanse. That's why people don't really understand the like the house scene or dancing. People are crying. People are going in. It's church really. And
Right.
it's a personal church. It's the church I love to belong to, really, because it's that people don't realize that part. It's not just about trying to have a fast song. It's really about you know going into yourself and really listening to words and ministering to yourself because you can't really talk to each other at that moment. Sometimes a slow song don't mean meditation.
That's real. That's real.
Yeah,
That just listen. This track just proved it.
yeah. And there's so many out there. There's so many artists who I love so much, and I would love so many people. My friends in dance music, they, I wish that more people can hear this music and really see, what it does. Like Don Tallman with For Me, Josh Milan, the leader of it all of house music, and as a male vocalist, he's one of the best writers in this world for music. And you probably heard some of his stuff if you don't even know it was him writing all of this stuff. And so it's so much music out here. So I will, if whoever's listening, if you don't know about house music, Google it, look it up, look up these artists, this new music, and let it bless your spirit, let it touch you.
That's real rap, man. So I want to talk about your the project that came out in 14. It was the love project, the love takeover.
Love Takeover, yeah,
So that came out in 14. That's a Chicago house album as well. So
yeah.
tell me about that project. What was the inception behind it? Your vision behind that project? And yeah, just tell me more about it.
I was blessed. That came out in 2014. The Love Takeover project came out in 2014, and the year prior Never came out. And while the Never came out, I was blessed to go to Japan and do a show out in Japan for a year. And while I was there, when Never came out and did so well and stuff was going on, I was just boiling in my energy, and I wanted to really let people understand and see a place from my heart where how the love of what I do had taken over me. And so I was just, putting those songs out. I done that with a wonderful producer from Chicago named Sean Ali, and his record label Sounds of Ali. And it was really my first EP ever, like me trying to do a full length. And we put that thing together, and I'm very proud of it. I can hear my growth now from it. And I'm just proud of it. It was my first EP, and yeah, it's the Love Takeover.
So I'm looking at the tracks. Which one of the tracks on here you want me to vibe out? What was like the one that people gravitated to?
From the Love Takeover, can I? I'm going to be very honest with you. Do you have the EP around you?
Yeah.
Good. I don't want to play a song from the EP. I want to play my favorite piece of the whole thing, and it's the intro.
The right now?
Intro. It's short and it's sweet, and it tells everything what I want people to receive.
All right, let's go.
I came to tell you that there's no limit to what you can do right now. There's no limit right now, 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 right
now. That's dope, man.
And it's just, I listen to that on repeat myself all the time because it's just another affirmation.
Oh, that's good, man. That's good. That's good. We got to listen to I Am, because if we don't, I'm gonna burn this whole podcast down. So let's get to that one. That one's off of your EP that came out last year, the I Am EP.
And before you play it, my favorite lyric that came to me, I almost felt like I wanted to fly out to God or all the energy of the world and ancestors and everybody else and just thank them and give them something for this lyric that came and poured out of me. And it was, we are the physical, visible manifestation of real love. And it's powerful when we know where we come from. I think if people take that and think about that, change.
Say it one more time.
We are the physical, visible manifestation of real love. And it's powerful when we know where we come from.
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. So which track you want to play? One, two, three, or four? Which one?
You got the play the Immaculate Mix.
The Immaculate Club Mix?
Yep.
Let's go. Oh, this is a vibe already. I love that cultural stuff, bro. That's good. Yeah.
Oh, this is the real one. That intro might be long. You might have to fast forward a little bit, I think. Nah, here we go.
This is the vibe, John.
Thank you. The intro gonna be a little
I can feel it calling in the air, and I'm patiently waiting till it gets here. And it's clear to me I'll get my share. And it came to me, and it came to me in my dreams, and it feels me, and it's powerful to see that I am there. I am there. I am. We are the physical, visible manifestation of real love. Yes. And it's powerful when we know where we come from.
Yes, sir.
As I stand in the truth in my mind, as far as east is from west, it is mine. And I stand on the love I find. And it showed me that it shows me and my dreams. And it feels me. And it's powerful to see that I am there. I am there. I am. Yes, I am.
I hear you, John.
Yeah.
listen, this song is dope already. But listen, I heard all that church in there.
Oh yeah.
I heard all that drama. I love it. I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, can.
I
So that's
love
why
all that, man.
I can't help it.
That was dope, man. I
Shout
love
out to
that.
Immaculate, Immaculate, the DJ Immaculate out of Chicago, and the Master of Chicago House, Terry Hunter, one of the chosen few DJs. If you ever heard of any this, Chicago hosts one of the biggest soulful old school house picnics here. DJ Wayne Williams, Terry Hunter, Mike Dunn, all of these are amazing men in the industry, and Terry Hunter has been a light in my life for the last 4 or 5 years, and putting out these records on his label Tease Box Records, and I'm grateful for the work that they're putting out, and I hope you all go and listen to this music.
I'm gonna encourage everybody to definitely go listen and download it. His name is right there on the screen. Definitely go to wherever you get your music from, whether it be Google Play, Amazon,
It's everywhere.
iTunes, wherever. Just look up John Pierce. Man, dope. As these vibes are good. And again, what I love about it is that you can vibe to it, but I mean, it takes you on a trance almost.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if you ain't careful, you'll be caught up and be like, "Oh, I'm in." So
Do it
it's
on your
meditative.
workout.
So
Yeah, use it in your workouts, use it in running, walking, chilling, dancing. Get up and dance to it around your house.
I love
All
it
of
all.
that.
So John, what is your website so we can let people know how to get in contact with you?
JohnPiercePlanet.com.
JohnPiercePlanet.com. Okay, great. I'm gonna put that on the screen. But before we go, I definitely want to talk about your book. So you talk to us about your book. Let's go. I love it.
The book is called Say It Until You Mean It, a collection of thoughts and affirmations. And so, just to give you a little synopsis about it's and what I got to go back a little bit. I'm gonna try to make it short and sweet. All this good stuff was happening to me with EP, the tours stuff was coming up. At the same time, I do theater as well, and so I was doing all of this stuff, and suddenly one of my best friends died, and I was totally messed up by the whole thing. I didn't know what to do. I was like, okay, she wouldn't want me to be sad. I began to just put out the energy. I need to, do something. Something needs to come. I was blessed to get a residency overseas in Beirut. And while I was over there, a lot of information started coming to me, just ancient text, ancient stuff, like the museums and things over there. I just started to learn a lot of stuff. And it just clicked to me that I needed to do, some meditation. So I took like 40 days, and I was reading different things, listening into different music. I was doing it every day. When I did that, I just journaled about what I thought, journal about what I was doing. And I did this every time I went. So I was over there from 3 to 6 months every time, and I did this every time I went. So when I got back the last time, I saw the journal, and I read it, and I was like, this is pretty cool. I read it for my sister, and I read it for a friend, and they were like, you should definitely release these affirmations that you wrote for yourself, and these thoughts that you wrote for yourself, and put it out. And so I'm going to read the back of the cover, because it's really tells what I want for the whole book. And it says, within each of us lies the potential to have, to be, or to do exactly what we desire. Sometimes we need a creative push to help us reach our goals. This book is a collection of thoughts and affirmations meant to challenge your mind with familiar spiritual ideas and inspire a daily practice of journaling and speaking affirmations over your life. There is no right or wrong way to read the book. You can read it in one day or one day at a time, or you can read it cover to cover. All I ask is that you are open, and whatever you desire out of life, say it until you mean it.
That's dope, man. So the idea of saying it to me obviously speaks to the affirmations that we need to speak over our lives on a daily basis.
Yeah.
To talk about so I love the way all this culminates to a conclusion, because all we've been talking about this whole hour is about centering yourself and getting to the core of who you are,
Yeah.
being the best version of you that's possible. And I like to let people know, man, we all individually have work to do on us.
Yes.
Anytime I'm counseling, especially like with a couple, when they come and they want to say the blame is on this person, I was like, it's both of y'all fault. Both of y'all got work to do on you.
Yes.
And so we got to realize, and I said this again, the world don't change without you. So we're so adamant, and we're so we want the world to change, but we don't want to change us.
Yes.
And the most beautiful thing about that idea of change is that we were designed for change. Really,
That's the,
um, that's just the realest thing. We
this is
all
my
we,
speech I tell people all the time. Change is life, and if you choose life, you gotta choose change.
Listen, and the way listen, that's great. That is phenomenal. And the way I help people with it is I try to, I'm a natural logician, so I try to appeal to people's logic. And,
Yeah,
I say, hey, this is how I know that every human being on this planet was designed for change. The only way I know that is because your body changes without your permission.
absolutely,
So
absolutely.
if you understand that, then so I got to be constantly changing up here too while my body is changing without my permission. That means I was really designed for change. I was designed to live in a space where I'm constantly changing, the better word for change is where I'm constantly evolving
Evolving,
and
absolutely,
becoming the best version of me that's possible.
absolutely.
John, man,
Ali,
bruh, this was crazy.
this is good. This was good. This is your world too. So we just was talking about the stuff we love to talk about and want to help people do. So I'm excited. And I
Jo-
also want to say to you, I listened, looking at some of the other streams, and I love when you break down words, because that's something I tell people, if they want to get to the core of themselves too, and the core of understanding of things around them, break down words. Break it down to the simplest form. Get that definition, not the origins. Who cares who said it first? Learn the origins first. First of all, because English is a magical language, but people don't really realize that it's a fast forward in evolution of tongue and words. And so
Right.
everybody like the ancient tongues, but that's a whole nother story. But I love that you break down words, because if people did that, they will know that some of the ways of that they thinking is needs to evolve.
Yeah, that's right. So we think a lot alike, and so I feel like we're kindreds in that. I feel like you do the same thing with your music. I do the same thing in my music. When I'm writing, I'm always thinking of the simplest way I can communicate whatever I'm trying to convey, and so I will keep breaking it down. Of like, that could trigger some people to be strange. I'm constantly rethinking it, and I'm constantly trying to evolve, and even as a language of its own. English has evolved. There are things
Yeah,
that wasn't in the dictionary 50 years ago that's in the dictionary now. And so
absolutely.
our language alone is evolving right
Always.
before our very eyes, always.
Absolutely.
And again, it speaks to the idea that every human being on this planet was designed for change. And
Yeah.
the moment we start embracing that and embracing this evolution that God is trying to do to us and through us, we're gonna be better for everybody around us. Trust me. And
Absolutely.
so, John, I want to say thank you so much, man. This was phenomenal.
Yes, I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed the conversation. The music has me on like 10 right now. So, I'm excited to read your book. So, how can people purchase your book?
Amazon.com. Go on Amazon and type in the title and my name. And again, it's Say It Until You Mean It, a collection of thoughts and affirmations. And go right on Amazon and get you a copy. And I hope it blesses you. And if you look for me on my website or my Facebook, John Pierce, Instagram, John Pierce, Twitter, John Pierce, and let me know what you received from it and what it will do to you, what it's done to you when you read it. And I'm excited to hear from you.
Listen, John, we're so excited to have you here, man. This has been just amazing. I
I
enjoy
really
I
appreciate you,
man,
Riley. This
this
has
has
been
been really,
fun,
really good.
and I can't wait. I can't wait for when you go on the big screens and get your national syndicated show, helping
Oh,
the people.
What you
You
better
gonna
talk like you better talk like you know something.
come on now, come on now. We go. You go on at 10 a.m. on Super Soul Sunday. I'll go on at 9 p.m.
That's right. I love all of that.
I love
John,
it.
I love your energy, man. You're such a beautiful soul, man. I
Thank
love you. I
you.
appreciate you. I appreciate your creativity. I appreciate you thinking out the box, and that's all this is you thinking outside the box of how to reach people, how to help people. You are, sir, a natural healer, and I
Uh,
just appreciate you for yielding yourself in these moments to write music that helps people to clear their mind, clear their thoughts, to focus on positive affirmations. Bro, you're a natural healer, man. So I just appreciate the gift that's in you, bro. And I'll celebrate it and I'll shout it to the mountains top, man. I
That's
appreciate.
us. That's
Yeah,
what we're doing. And I'm glad to be in the company of the same.
yeah,
It's the
man.
exact same energy. I love it.
I love it. This is dope. So, guys, those of you that are watching, definitely continue sharing this live. Continue to comment. We'll probably do a watch party later on this week, but definitely continue to follow John Pierce. Download his music. Go to Amazon.com and get his book. And let it just let it encourage you, let it empower you, let it inspire you, and grow. You know, because we're all the purpose of us doing whatever we're doing in this creative space is to we're trying to help evolution along.
Yes, absolutely.
That's all we're trying to do as creatives is help evolution along. And so I just want to encourage you all to definitely continue to follow my guests. And we got people shouting you out, John. I don't know if you know Joan Tate.
Tori. Oh my God. Hey,
Tori,
Tori.
what's up, Tori? Hey,
One of the
Tori.
best in the whole wide world, one of the best actors in the whole wide world. Hey, Joanne. One of the best. That's a spiritual gift right there, Joanne Tate. Thank you guys for tuning in. And you guys, y'all go and look Charlie Tubbs stuff up because he's an amazing singer himself, an amazing. Well, you hear him talking, so we're in the same kind of vein. So y'all gotta follow him as well.
And John, I am finally putting music out top of the year. Finally.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool, man. So I'm
I know
definitely
it's gonna
going
be
to
cold. It's gonna be you're gonna be letting us have it.
I'm gonna try to do something. But again, all I'm trying to do is help evolution along. That's all. Brother, I appreciate you so
I
much. Thank you
appreciate
so
you as
much.
well.
Thank you so much for taking the time to be a part of this podcast, man. You're amazing. I'm glad we had this time to spend together. And so, those that are watching, again, keep sharing the podcast. Continue commenting. We're getting the comments as you're watching this, and we're getting them, and we'll respond back to you in time. But thank you so much, John, for being a part of this. Definitely go follow John Pierce. His website is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Go check him out. Go download all his music. If you want some Listen, if you want some vibes in your life, if you want vibes, I'm talking about positive vibes in your life, right? I'm telling you, go get this music. I'm telling you, it's a whole vibe. And I don't say that lightly. And I'm anal about what I listen to. So when I say that, I'm saying it from a sincere place. It's a real place. It's really, really, really good positive vibes. Go download his music and also get his book. Give me the title of your book again. Say it.
Say it until you mean it. A collection of thoughts and affirmations.
Say it until you mean it. Listen, that speaks volumes all by itself. Say it until you mean it. Go download his book. You can also purchase from Amazon or wherever you purchase books from. But I mean, get it. Support this strong king, man. I'm so proud of him. So we want to thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back on Tuesday where we'll have a professional basketball player, a good friend of mine in Canada. We're going to have him on the podcast on Tuesday. So we're going to have a lot of cool things coming up. And I got some more artists coming for y'all a week after next as well. So stay tuned. John, thank you so much, brother. Love you so much. We'll see you
Thank you.
next
Thank you
Tuesday
so much. I'm so
on Moments of Clarity. Take care. Bye bye.